are going to be our Challenger carbon fiber side skirts from KNG wraps. So this is one of them here. Just wanted to show you the end results. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So I've got another good install video for you guys today. So if you've been following the channel, you should already know what we got here, but if you don't, these are going to be our Challenger carbon fiber side skirts from KNG wraps. So I did have their satin black metal ones, and we are changing these out to carbon fiber, of course, because Operation Carbon Fiber, everything's in effect, right? So hoping these are going to go on pretty much the same way as the old ones did, which if they do, it's pretty much, you know, just replacing screws for screws. But we'll pop this open and take a look and see what the quality looks like. So we're gonna get a blade and pop these open. Stay tuned. The only thing I had in the box there was you know, a couple decals and then our hardware, of course. So this hardware looks quite a bit different from our old side skirt, so we'll see how this goes. Of course, no directions. These are what I more or less had on that old setup, which is just L brackets self-tapped to the pinch weld, and then nuts and bolts to the actual side skirts themselves. Okay. And so here's your first look at the KNG wraps carbon fiber Challenger side skirts. Really nice, really glossy, as you can see, very reflective. And again, this has that lip, the same that the front splitter does, which I like. Gives the appearance of, you know, the car being a little lower there. So again, that wraps all the way around. But finish work on this looks really good. So this is one of them here. The other one should be pretty much the same way. So let's see if these are the same size as these other ones here. Oh, they're a little bit longer, it looks like. So if I got maybe a little bit longer, so if I line those up edge to edge, good 1.5 inches. So let me go ahead and jack the car up and see how these are going to line up, and hopefully I can reuse, like I said, my old mounting locations. But if not, we'll go ahead and go through this install. Just sitting it on the floor right now to kind of get an idea as far as how it's going to sit and line up. I'm finding that if I actually just line it up pretty much at the bottom of this rock guard here, towards the very front here, it actually lines up just fine in the back. So as you can see, that will pretty much sit straight on with that flare piece right there. So and then when I lift it up high to kind of get it to the body of the car, it looks really good. The carbon on carbon looks really good. So these can be a little tricky. If you've ever installed these before, you know that, but they are tricky with these L brackets here. So what I've done is mounted these to the pinch weld, just to tell you how I did the previous install. I mounted these to the pinch weld, and then I went through and once I found where I needed it, then I would just take an Allen wrench and drop it into the hole here, and then just mark up where it is on the side skirt itself. So the kit he has includes, I believe these are for actually riveting into the bottom of the car, and then running these long bolts up through these holes that he pre-drilled in this. There's 3 pre-drilled holes already, so that these are even more secured to the car. So these long bolts will go up, and then these will, you know, rivet into the car, so you can bolt these literally to the car. So I may use these afterwards, but for now I'm just gonna at least get it on the car, and then maybe I'll come back and do these. We'll see later in the video. But prior, my other KNG side skirts, all I had were these, and they've been just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my line going here, so stay tuned. All right, so I'm about to start mounting this thing. As you can see, this is the front line here, and it's pretty much right at that rocker there. So all I did was kind of just secure it in the meantime up here with some vice grips on one of my L brackets, so at least so I can kind of see more or less where the slack is, because I don't want to drill up one side and then end up having a bunch of slack in the middle. So I like that line there, and it's, you know, even all the way across. And when I push this part up here, almost completely even there. So this is going to be more or less my line. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out from the underside here where my brackets are. You can see the reflection right there. I'm going to do a couple of the middle ones first, just so I can be sure that it's nice and straight, and then I'll tackle the end pieces. All right, y'all, so this is the end result on the driver's side here. I don't know if that light helps, but we now have our carbon fiber side skirt on. As you can see, it's just a little inside the ZL1 rock guards here. I just used those out brackets all the way down. I ended up adding a couple more, so I added one like right in here and one like right in here for support from my original one. So you can pretty much stand on it. I'm just kidding, don't stand on it, but it's solid. I don't think it's going anywhere. So lines look good, as you can see. Pretty much lines up with the flare piece there. Closed up the seam really well. And yeah, got a feel for it. All right, so went ahead and drilled my holes. Got the one there, little guy there, little one there, little one there, little one there. The hardware that they include with this is pretty small bolt. So this is my old hardware, that's why it's kind of rusted up. But washer on one side, and then I'm gonna sandwich it with another washer, and then the nylon nut. So the hole's big enough. If I find that I need to make it bigger, I'll just go ahead and wind up, or I'll use a step bit and make it a little larger, but those are pretty good for me. All right, y'all, so we are all done. Just wanted to show you the end results. And it is pretty much sitting on the floor up front here. Clean line through and through. Close the seam really well. But yeah, just touching the floor. So I already know why it's, you know, kind of lower up front. That just has to do with my suspension. Since I have airlift suspension, I have the adjustable coils up front and in the back. As you can see in the back, you can see my entire rim plus some of the tire, versus up here I'm kind of right at the rim, a little bit above it, but we're talking millimeters here. So I mean, I could raise the car up a few millimeters and level this out. I may do it in the future, but it's okay for now. I'll show you the other side here. Pretty much same thing, just sitting on the floor, but clean line all the way down. Some of these brackets, they come with this style of bracket, and I had some other ones I was experimenting with, but basically what I had to do on some of mine is cut the top of them off. So like, you see that one, I cut it shorter. I cut it shorter on the top because it was touching the top of the car and it didn't want to really get into the pinch weld that way. So I had to modify a few of these, but they work really well. If you decide you want to, you know, use the rivet stuff, go for it. I'm gonna just roll with my my 90s. I think they're gonna be fine. These were the ones on the car before with the old stuff, and this one's kind of bent up, but they lasted. This definitely isn't a how-to install necessarily. This is just how I installed it. Again, I'm not sponsored by KNG wraps. I purchased this product on my own. This is just kind of how I went through and installed it. So I mean, you guys can, you know, maybe install it similar to me, but at least you kind of have an idea on how it's done or how I was able to do it. So definitely gonna do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video, because we will have more carbon fiber on the way, because Operation Carbon Fiber is in effect. So definitely stay tuned for the next one. Thanks guys for watching as always. Peace.